It was 25 years ago that the final All-Star Game of the 20th century took place at historic Fenway Park. And on a night filled with the biggest stars in baseball history, none shine brighter than the greatest hitter that ever lived.
Ladies and gentlemen, in celebration of this, the last All-Star Game of the 20th century.
The all-century team was really, really cool. And at one point I was looking out and seeing all the great players across many different eras. Just seemed like the perfect environment. It was totally a surprise to me to have Ted come down the right field line, and when you just looked over, you were just caught in the moment.
He was the last man to hit 400 in a season. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest hitter that ever lived, Ted Williams.
For all we knew, we were supposed to be standing still right along the first and third base line, and spontaneously everybody just gathered around him. That was just such a cool moment. I had a pretty special relationship with Ted Williams. I got to talk to him for the very first time when I was a rookie for the Red Sox. The relationship really just blossomed from there. You know, Ted, when he was out there, players are shaking his hand, and I hear him saying, you know, where's the kid? Where's the kid? And I know he was looking for me. And I said, here I am, Ted, right here. And he says, there's my guy.
There's my man right here. You're going to be everybody's man.
Of course, I was very blessed to have him and fortunate to have him come to my house when I was a kid and give me like a private hitting lesson.
He's the ball good. Damn, this kid looks good. He really looks good.
We're always trying to measure up to that level. I think we all became little kids again.
You kind of forget for a second that it is the All-Star Game. It was just like you were sitting in Ted's living room.
Just an incredible impromptu hang session with the greatest hitter that ever lived.
I know for me, always just brings a smile on my face. Remember the one where Ted Williams came out and then everybody gathered around? That was it. That was the one.
Congratulations to the game of baseball. And a moment that none of us will ever forget.
Wow. Well, we decided to kind of come from our desk onto the field here because, well, Derek, that's what you guys did with all that assembled star power and history on the field that day. You guys just said, you know, let's just get a little closer to it. What do you remember from being on the field when Ted drove in there?
Like Nomar said, it was all spontaneous. We were supposed to just stand on the lines and everyone went to gather around Ted Williams. And I was sort of staying away from it a little bit because I didn't want to get too close and get in the way. And what I remember most is I got a tap on my shoulder. I turned around, someone said, I wanted to meet you, and it was Hank Aaron. It's the first time I ever met Hank Aaron.
Wow, and what did he say after that? Anything? What did you say to him?
I didn't say anything. My mouth was just open. Nothing came out. I was just excited to finally meet him. I mean, he's an idol of all of us.
Wow, that's incredible. Poppy?
Well, I wasn't old enough to be there with you when you meet Mr. Ted Williams, but on a serious note, every time a conversation comes by about Mr. Ted Williams, and we think about a real hero, he's the one guy. I mean, think about this guy. You shut it down for 3 years, you go to World War II, do your thing out there, come back 3 years later, and it was like it never happened. That is some real hero thing. Mad respect for my man.
KB, I like it. I've known Poppy 30 years. He said first time he said on a serious note. I like that. But in all seriousness, KB, I was watching at home. I had a leg injury. I had a knee injury.
Yeah.
And it was royalty all over the place. I mean, first of all, starting with Fenway Park, with all the legends and the king himself, Ted Williams. I was so bummed, so depressed that I was at home. But one connection that Ted Williams, we know the connection to the Red Sox in Boston. The connections to the Rangers was 1972. The Rangers came from Washington. They moved here to Arlington.
Yeah.
And the manager of the year was Ted Williams of the Texas Rangers. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and another tie to that because the manager in that All-Star game was Bruce Bochy, who is managing tonight in this All-Star game. All kinds of connections, really, just history. What